millions of CDs of NDC campaign funds meant for the 2016 elections were either, quote, pocketed or managed through irregular means. That's according to the Dr. Kwesi Botchwey election review report intercepted by Joy News. Head of our political desk, Evans Mensah, has more in the following report.
Dr. Omani Boama, former communications minister, mounts a strong defense. The Dr. Kwesi Botchwey election review report singled out Dr. Omani Boama and former presidential staffer Stan Dogbe for some blame. This was based on interviews conducted by the committee with what it describes as a large segment of the pro-NDC press. It alleged that Dr. Boama and Mr. Dogbe were the president's undoing and that, quote, the president was virtually naked with the two around him. It further alleged that Dr. Boama convinced the president he was more popular than the NDC ticket. The report also accused the two of being what they term shadow actors of the government. Dr. Omani Boama denies the claims captured in the report.
Let it know that it is never the case. It is never the case that any of those things that have been said happened. I did my job very well, and if anybody wants to assess me based on how I work on campaigns, they should assess it with the 2012 campaign when I was specifically deputy campaign coordinator.
The report also highlights how resources budgeted to facilitate party communication activities were diverted. But Dr. Omani Boama disagrees.
To the best of my ability, within budget, we did what we could. And perhaps that is the reason why, with all the dust that is being thrown at various ministries, left, right, center, a lot of the ministries are still standing because we ensured that we worked within our means.
The report noted that the party's messaging focused unduly on infrastructure and failed to fully explain the social benefits associated with expanding infrastructure. It emphasized that the party's national campaign failed to listen to advice and implement recommendations of the party campaign strategy team. It said those recommendations had advised against running an extravagant campaign. It observed that mounting huge billboards offended many voters and reinforced MPP accusations that these were funded from stolen public monies. The report also revealed that although the NDC set up a national campaign committee, that committee hardly met as a collective and operated with no formal developed campaign blueprint. For Dr. Omani Boama, there appears to be a conspiracy against him.
What we are discussing is the specific lies, untruths that have been peddled over a period, some calculated by journalists, some calculated by politicians. We have shared but differentiated responsibility. And if people want to assign blame, rather than put so much premium on collective responsibility, which is not bad in itself, let us also begin to dig deeper into what others also did or did not.
So as I indicated, we're serializing that report and we'll bring you some more in our subsequent bulletins. But let's bring you some highlights of what we know so far or where we are with the serialization so far. So here's a bit of information. So apparently there was a disconnect between the media, the party and government communication machinery. Party spokespersons would go and mess up on their stations and come to damage control and to do damage control on Radio Gold. And Radio Gold, you know, is affiliated to the NDC. Now, NDC disrespected its own media. NDC is intolerant of the media. The NDC sponsored pro-NPP media who painted themselves as neutral. NDC had no patience to build neutral stations. NDC press corps went through inhumane treatment under the administration, and the presidential press corps was told by Stan Dogbe that they were not part of the system and that they were privileged to be a part of the presidential press corps. Now, only 4 out of the 34 members of the Presidential Press Corps were given vehicles from a pool of about 200 vehicles available for distribution to the Press Corps and others. Dr. Omani Boama and Stan Dogbe were the president's undoing. The president was virtually naked with the two around him. Standaway smashed a press month's recorder on one occasion and slapped another. Standaway edited and quote monies meant for victims of the accident involving the presidential press corps from 50,000 cedis that was supposed to be given to them to 5,000 cedis, and others got 10,000 cedis. President never met his own presidential press corps. So those are some of the information that we've just quoted from the Kwesi Botchwey reports, which we are serializing. So what today we'll be focusing on our platforms will basically be about how huge money, actually let me just quote from the report. One, huge amounts were channeled through party executive and parliamentary candidates who pocketed and, quote, edited the money sent. A large part of the campaign financing was done through other channels other than the party regional or constituency treasuries, and parliamentary candidates were invited to Accra to collect campaign monies directly. At the time of the consultations, many polling agents have still not been paid their allowances. Also, party finances are contrary to popular belief in a rather parlous state, and they are recommending that the party adheres to provisions of the party constitutions and implement due-based regime of the party to finance financing that will be sustainable. We'll bring you more of that in our subsequent bulletin. We'll be putting more of this information also on myjoyonline.com.